Okay, so we have another example here. From the data below, calculate the gross value added at basic prices. So when you hear gross value added at basic prices, actually this is the new name actually, yeah. Formerly called GDP at factor cost using the expenditure approach. So GDP at factor cost where you're focusing on what it costs to produce the goods. So you're removing any taxes which form part of the goods final price value, and you're going to include any subsidies because the subsidies do take an effect in the cost of product of producing a good. The subsidies are usually given to businesses so that the cost of production can be lowered. So that's why subsidies are added to. Uh, that's why they are added. So we've got information here: imports, exports, value of physical increase in stocks. Colleagues, this is investment by businesses. Capital formation, again, this is investment by businesses. Okay, government expenditure, consumer expenditure, taxes, subsidies, net property income from abroad. This net property income from abroad, we are comparing the income received by foreigners here in Zambia versus the income received by Zambians in foreign countries. So if it is positive, it means the income received by Zambians in foreign countries is more than the income received by foreigners in Zambia. If it is negative, it means the income received by foreigners in Zambia here is more than the income received by Zambians in a foreign country. So before we can get our GDP at factor cost, we need to get our GDP at the market price. So since here they say using the expenditure approach. So using the expenditure approach, GDP equals consumption expenditure by us the citizens, investment expenditure by business, government expenditure plus exports minus imports. So first we need to get the GDP at market price. Then we need to add any subsidies and remove any indirect taxes. So for here, okay, we have consumer expenditure 115,000. We have this value of physical increase in stocks and capital formation. These two fall under the investment expenditure. So you say 8,800 plus 50,800 plus government expenditure 85,000 . What else? Okay, yeah. Plus our net exports. So we're going to say, open brackets, our exports 75,000 minus imports 68,000. So this will give us the GDP with the expenditure approach. 115,000 plus 50,000 plus 8,800 plus 85,000 plus, we do 75,000 minus 68,000. That should be 75,000 minus 68. That is 7,000. So we add all of these numbers. We get, colleagues, get your calculator so that we make sure we are getting the correct values. So I'm getting a total of 265,800 GDP at market price or at market value. In 265,800. Are we all getting this? All right, so now we can get our GDP at factor cost. So it is our GDP at market price 265,800 plus subsidies 25,000 minus indirect. So taxes on expenditure, okay? Sales taxes, value added tax, those are the taxes here. So minus 35,000. So I'm going to say 265,800 plus 25,000 minus 35,000. We get 255,800. That is our GDP at factor cost. And when we say factor cost, we're focusing on the factors of production, the cost to produce a good, basic